So on today's episode, we're fishing with my good buddy, Mark Mills of Daiwa Fishing Gear. He's the marketing director over there at Daiwa, a very fishy person, and I'm looking forward to getting out on the water with him. Here comes. Ooh, that's a big one.
Let's go!
Nice!
Woo! Let's go!
Nice!
Yes, sir.
Boom!
Woo! Jumbo, baby. That right there is what you come to San Diego with Pinnacle Sport Fishing for. Jumbo bluefin tunas. So it's been a long time coming. You've been telling me about this fishery for a long time, and it looks like we got a pretty long run today. Go chase some bluefin. I mean, you know more about it than I do.
Yeah, well, welcome to San Diego, California, no doubt about it. We're gonna run up to San Clemente Island, which from here, I'm guessing is probably about 65, maybe 70 miles, but it's gonna be worth it. We got a chance to catch some cow bluefin tuna, anywhere from 160 to as much as 300 pounds. So you're gonna experience what it's all about. Big Saltiga reels, big Proteus rods, you know, you're gonna get on it. You're gonna be sore by the end of the day, I hope.
Well, we got Captain Austin, Pinnacle Sport Fishing. Hopefully he'll be able to put us on a couple big bluefin. I've been looking forward to it for a long time.
Excellent, well, we're gonna do it.
So out on the West Coast in San Diego, the fishing's totally different out there. We're chasing mahi, bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, a lot of pelagics, and then you have your fish you can drop to and catch rock bass and things like calico bass, things like that. But on today's episode, we're chasing bluefin tuna.
So it was a 3.5, 4 hour ride out here. It was a little bit bumpy, but we're getting set up, and hopefully we'll be able to find some fish.
Yeah, we're actually, you know, from where we started, like I said, about 70 miles. We're kind of off the west end of San Clemente Island. Just above us here, you got Catalina Island as well. We're gonna set up here, getting the balloon all set up. That's gonna assist the kite up in the air. All you East Coast guys know what that's all about. We're doing out here. We're gonna be skipping flying fish. We gotta get those all rigged up. It should be fun. We're, like I said, looking for cowfish. So hopefully we get 200. We'll see what happens. 150, 160, maybe 2, and maybe even over that.
So chasing these big bluefin tuna is really a hunt. We're looking. We've been looking for a little while now. We just spotted our first school, some big breezers, which means they're just under the surface and you can kind of see a ripple. They'll boil every now and again, but they're not big foamers. They're just very subtle. And you gotta have a good captain that really knows what he's looking for to find those fish that aren't busting. Hopefully we can get one hooked up here. So we're sending the kite up right now, and we basically get set up so when we find a school of fish, we can attach the flyer to it and send it out, and you'll basically skip that flyer right across the surface as a flying fish would do when he's flying, and that tuna is gonna come up and eat them. But you get set up, so once you find the schools, you can put out and you're on them. There's no getting it ready while you're looking at them. You're ready to go. Get the bait in front of them and hope for a bite.
So the guys over at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Captain Dwayne Diego, has it going on. These guys are unbelievable. Captain Austin was up in the tower for most of the morning as we're looking for the fish, and we're seeing these big schools of boilers and big fish busting on the surface. But when we really found those jumbo bluefins that we were looking for, they're just breezing under the water, so kind of putting up a little wake. So it's really, really important that you're paying attention, because the little subtle movements of those big fish, a big flash on their side or one big boil, those are the fish that we're targeting. Most of the fish that were on the surface busting were in that 80 to 120 pound class. We were looking for those 200, 220 pound fish, and when we found them, we were on them.
This is unbelievable. We just dropped the bait right on a big school of fish. Giant, blew up right on the surface. And we are tight.
All right, so we got Brandon. He's sitting down. He's on the rail. We build these rods with kind of a thick wrap on it. So the grade of fish that we're looking at right now is basically somewhere in the mid ones to, you know, right at 200 pounders and stuff like that. He's on it right now. He's sitting down. He's kind of got it kind of planted kind of on his butt, getting the turns on it. He's still got a ways to go, but at least he's kind of into it right now.
Fish is acting crazy. He's really shaking his head. And with these bigger fish, you got to make sure you keep tension on them and just grind through it. I mean, you're gonna feel the burn, but that's the way it goes.
So when we show up to the dock in the morning, Captain Austin of Pinnacle Sport Fishing has everything set perfectly. He's got all the baits rigged, he's got the kites ready. So when we find the fish, it's a pretty long run out there and you gotta kind of hunt for them. But once you find them, it's very important that everything is lined up perfectly, all your stuff is ready to go, and you can put your baits in front of the fish immediately.
These fish will take you everywhere. You just gotta kind of follow the fish. Really nice fish right here. He's coming up to the surface.
Where's he at?
You're coming down.
I gotta come this way. We're getting close, and this, with these tunas, is the most important fight. When they're close to the boat
I'm
like
right
this,
there on it.
You gotta make sure
Go
you're
a little further, yeah.
everything is right. Keep your rod low. You don't want them getting caught in the engines. Big fish. It's when they act the craziest right here.
All the tuna fishing I've done over here on the East Coast chasing yellowfins is totally different than going over there and chasing the big bluefins. We're looking for breezers and boilers, and we're kite fishing for them. We're fishing flying fish. We're getting in front of the schools and fishing that flyer right on the surface, as to where over here, most of our yellowfin fishing is either chunking dead bait or trolling lures at a higher speed to get those strikes.
These things are pure
How you doing over there, Brandon?
power. Well, I was doing good, and now I'm not.
Changed its mind, huh?
Reel. Coming right at us.
Oh, it's right in front of us here.
Next one. Scoot up to the rail.
Need help?
Another gaff?
Let me get. Got it? Here.
Hold that one. Freeze pull with the clicker on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what is this stuff? Oh, 3, 2, 1.
Watch yourself. Here it comes. Ooh, that's a big one.
Let's go!
Nice.
Woo!
Let's go!
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Woo! Jumbo, baby. That right there is what you come to San Diego with Pinnacle Sport Fishing for. Jumbo bluefin tunas.
What was that? In like freaking, as soon as we dropped back, what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes? If that?
If that.
First bait?
The very first school of fish we dropped on, maybe a minute or two in, big bluefin. We've had, I mean, they're all around us right now. It is gonna be on for the next few hours. So this fish is gonna weigh in that 150 to 160 zone. This is a really nice fish. I'm seeing a lot of 200 and 250 pound fish around us too, but for a start, I mean, this is an unbelievable fish.
So chasing these big bluefin, you're really only gonna get a couple shots all day long. Once you hook one, it's an hour, hour and a half battle. So that eats up a lot of time. Once you get that bite, I mean, it's on. It's really, really technical fishing. It takes a little bit to find the fish, but once you find them, you can get these fish to bite. But like I said, at those long battles, you're only getting a couple opportunities a day.
Reel it all the way up to high? Out of the water, high? Like moving? Okay, I got it up out.
So it's really important to keep these fish on good ice for the quality of the meat, correct?
Yeah, 100%. You know, it is a tuna, so being out of the water and not cold, it doesn't do well. The Japanese market will spend upwards of, you know, basically even $1 million on a fish like this, but at least a few hundred. So you want to make sure that it's really good quality. There's so many different cuts of meat on this. You got your toro, your belly, you got your loin, and you know, you got to keep it firm. We just caught this fish early in the day, so it's gonna sit for a while. Make sure if you can, get the blood out, or at least keep it under ice and ice water so it chills as much meat as possible. It'll be easier to cut, and the quality will be a lot better when you go to serve it as well.
We're hoping this is gonna be one of many today. Let's get back after it.
So these big bluefin are always moving. They're following the bait. They're moving. They can move up to 5 or 10 miles a day. So we went to the area where he was at the day before, and we weren't really having much luck. So we started moving around. We made about a 5 or 6 mile run, got on some fish, and it was a huge relief when we hooked up on that first big bluefin. And from there on out, we stayed with the fish and kept our lines tight.
it looks a lot easier than it is to get that bait where you want it, especially with the kite up there, I don't know, 350 foot in the air, and getting that bait in boat position is crucial to get these fish to bite.
Yeah, you want it in the water, but not too deep. You don't want it too far out of the water. You're trying to really put your mind, if you're this blind fish, where you would be at that particular time, you know? As natural as possible. They're not stupid. It's not the first time that they've seen this, especially this late in the season.
Well, let's keep working here, and we'll work around the top side of the school and see if we can get one to bite.
Yeah, Brandon, it really isn't that easy to just drop it right on, as you can see. You got to kind of think of it. You got to make sure it's not going too high in the air. It's not underwater. You're working with a kite. You got to make sure that you have, you know, your line's tight. There's some slack at times. You're really looking as best you can to make sure that you're looking for something that's a foot away, the size of a foot, 100 yards away. So you got to just stay focused. I'm just right now just zeroing in, trying to make sure that this bait's doing what it needs to do.
Heading out that morning, Mark was telling me he really wanted to catch one over 200. He's caught a ton of 170 to 190 pound fish. He wanted that 200 pound bluefin. After I caught mine, we set up on another big pack of fish. We could tell they were really, really big bluefin tuna. We put the kite in front of them, and the explosion was 10 feet wide, it seemed. And we knew as soon as we got tight that this could be the 200 pounder he's been looking for.
And you got him. On.
We were tight. There was a giant school of breezers just came through, put the bait right in front of them, and bam, big explosion. It's a good fish. This is an absolute giant school of fish. I mean, there's a couple tons of fish. As you guys can see, there was just a huge push of fish. And we're in 2,000 feet of water, so when they're pushing water like that and that big of a wake, you know there's a pile of fish. We'll see what happens here, but we are tight. Mark, you ready for this one, buddy? I think
Oh
it's a
yeah,
big
we'll
one.
take this one. We'll pull on it for a little bit.
Don't let him
Stretch
whip you.
out the back a little bit.
Don't let him whip you.
Oh, I won't.
Man, that was a huge wad of fish, and I think we got a big one on right here. We'll see what happens. It's really hard to tell what size fish you have with, I mean, a 100 pounder could feel like a 200 pounder, or a 200 pounder could feel like a 100 pounder, but
Oh, it took a lot of line.
we'll see in about 30 minutes, hopefully.
That kite thing, it's way out there when they hit it usually.
So the technique that we were using catching these bluefin is we were fishing the rail rods. It was really important that you follow the fish around the boat, which at times was very difficult because the rails on the boat weren't very wide. We were having to move around a bunch. In Mark's fish, he moved around the boat 3 or 4 different times, and finally we landed them all the way in the bow of the boat, which was very tough. But you gotta follow these fish because if they touch the bottom of the boat, you're gonna break off.
Woo! Yeah, boys. Oh, yeah! Oh, go! Damn!
Hell yeah!
That's a big dog.
Jumbo!
Woo!
Let's go.
Woo!
That's a big one. Yeah, I think we did it. Nice! Not have to do this shit anymore, dude. Damn!
That is a freaking jumbo bluefin tuna, baby.
Woo, that's a big one, dude. Like, you know you want to do that. That's fucking rad. Fuck yeah. Dude, that's a big one.
So we fished all day and made a long run, and we ended up catching 2 big jumbo bluefin tuna. One was 196, I believe, and the other was 202. I mean, those are fish of a lifetime for a ton of people. So it's not a bad day just getting 2 bites out there. For the people watching, I mean, you could think that 2 fish is a really tough day of fishing, but when you're at battle with them for that long, I mean, you are going out there with the mindset that you're only gonna get a couple bites a day.
So what we're doing here is spiking this fish, and it's basically gonna kill him instantly. It's a humane way of doing it. It also takes all the stress out of that fish and makes the meat a lot better. So we're gonna spike him, then we're gonna cut his throat and bleed him out, and it's gonna make a really good quality of meat on this fish, and this is a really, really nice fish. So we're gonna do the best we can to take good care of the meat, and it'll be a good dinner here soon. Dude, that is one heck of a fish. Your biggest to date.
Yep, that's my biggest to date, man. Austin did it up.
Let's take this thing in the barn and eat some sushi.
Yes, let's go do it, dude. We may be home in time. Looking like it's kind of getting a little bit nicer out here. It's why the wind's coming at our back, so
You can't
We're
ask
going
for
back downhill.
You can't ask for a better one to end on there. I mean, that is a trophy bluefin tuna
Yeah.
out of San Diego.
I'll be sore tomorrow morning. Well, all the Daiwa tackle today holds up, you know, no doubt about it. You guys use it on your boat. They use it out here. We make it specifically for hardcore anglers like yourself and these guys, and it's good to have good tackle, no doubt about it, and good skippers.
Yeah, absolutely. Myself and these guys out here put this stuff to the test every single day, and you got to have the good equipment to catch fish like this. And anywhere around in this salt water, I mean, it's just really important to have that good gear, and Daiwa sure has that.
Well, thank you very much. Let's get out of here. Go do it. Late.
Kill it.
Thanks, bud.
All right, guys, so we are here at the Seafood Cellar and Cafe in Crystal River, Florida. We just received our bluefin tuna from 5 Star Fish Processing out in San Diego. AJ here is going to show us kind of what they do to make this tuna excellent.
Yes, sir. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is cut this little end piece off. We'll set that to the side. A lot of blackened seasoning. I think that ought to do it. And a lot of this butter too.
So you're lathering the whole thing in blackening and then in butter after that.
Yes,
The
sir.
whole thing. You're getting your skillet basically as hot as you
Yep.
want it, scorching.
You're
And
fine.
about how long are you going to cook this for once you put it on there?
Probably like 20 seconds on each side.
Okay.
Not very long at all.
That'll give you a
Ready?
nice rare middle and a...
Yep. Good little sear
Cooked
on
outside.
it. Hell yeah.
All right, so the key here is you don't want to overcook this tuna when you're searing it, correct? You want a really, really raw inside with
Yes,
just
sir.
a little cook on the outside. So our skillet here is scorching hot.
Yep.
So we're going to give it a couple 20
seconds on each side. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Oh yeah, there it is. You're like good 20 seconds on that
All right.
side.
Smells good, I
It
can tell you
smells good
that.
already.
Jesus. This is one of y'all's #1 selling
Yes, sir.
items on your menu is y'all's tuna, correct?
Yep.
Definitely by far my favorite thing that y'all make.
Yes, sir.
So there's a couple different types of tuna that y'all use. I mean, of course, the main is going to be a yellowfin.
Yes, sir.
Here we have bluefin, which is going to be the better eating of the two.
Yep.
But mostly yellowfin tuna, and for the high quality tuna stuff, you have this bluefin, and the bluefin's a little bit thicker. It's got a little bit more fat in it.
Yep.
Just pretty good eating.
Yes, sir.
So as you're cutting this, is there anything in specific that, like a thickness that you want? Do you want it thinner? What's the best bet for it?
I think thinner is better.
Thinner? Okay.
Yes, sir. It's about as thin as you can cut it.
It's really, really sharp knife is needed to get this
Yep.
stuff very, very thin.
That's the most important part.
Very pink inside,
Yeah, it
blood
looks-
basically raw, and then you have that little bit of cooked outside there.
Yep. That looks good though.
Yeah, it does. I see y'all have a couple different sauces on the plate that you offer to dip it in. and-
Yep. We got the remoulade sauce and Asian ginger.
Okay.
What do you think?
Absolute perfection.
Yes, sir.
If
Thank
y'all
you,
are
man.
ever in the area, come check out Seafood Cellar and Cafe in Crystal River, Florida. These guys do a phenomenal job. This is unbelievable. We're gonna go sit down and grab us a bite.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming here.
So showing up at the Daiwa headquarters and talking to all the different people, even the people that are servicing the reels and packaging the packages, these people are fishermen, all of them. They know exactly what needs to be done. They're doing so much product testing on the water. Everyone out there is just, they're all fishy people. That's why they're the #1 in this game. All right, guys, so on this episode of Local Lines TV, we really had one combo that was working the best for us. The Daiwa Saltiga LD60 paired up with 100-pound white diamond braid and a 7-foot extra heavy Proteus rail rod. The rail rod has a little bit longer, but you can put it on the rail and fight that fish on the rail so you don't break the rod. We were using 150 to 200-pound diamond presentation fluorocarbon hooked to our 12-aught Mustad hooks that are attached to our flyers. Another thing that was key to catching these big bluefins is the Daiwa Seaborg Electric, which is used for a kite reel. We put that kite out about 400 feet. You can see exactly how far your kite is away, and that way you know how far you need to put that bait away from the fish when they're coming to you. These two setups were our main setups for the week. Huge fish caught on both of them. The LD60 is a 2-speed reel. We were using low gear the whole time to fight these tunas, just so you could get that little bit of line. It was inches at a time while fighting these big bluefins. That was key to catching them and not wearing yourself out so fast, so you could just crank really slow and gain that line to fight those big fish. So in the Daiwa reels, they have a big gear and a really strong gears in the insides, which allows for really smooth cranking, easy cranking. Unlike a lot of other companies out there, these things will get the job done. The technicality of the kite fishing is really important, that these guys have everything set up right. The helium in the balloon has to be perfect. The balloon on the kite has to be absolutely impeccable. Like it cannot be a centimeter off. That's the most important thing. They're putting this kite out 400 to 500 feet behind the boat. And basically what we were doing was bringing our flyers about 20 feet off the water until he would put that kite right in front of the fish, not the boat, the kite, which it could be all over the place. And you're gonna drop that bait to the water. And it was very important to have that flying fish skipping across the waves just like a normal flying fish is. So it was very technical. It was very important that everything was perfect. I mean, you couldn't have anything wrong. And these guys over at Pinnacle did an awesome job knowing exactly what needed to be done. It was an awesome opportunity to go over to the factory at Daiwa and hang out with all the guys, get to check everything out. It's pretty crazy how everything works. I mean, they are so in line with everything they have, all the different departments. It was an awesome experience, and I can't wait to get back over there.